Not for Showtime.
Paulie, what's your reaction to the rumor of Tim Bradley potentially retiring?
I think Tim has had a great career, and I think Tim has earned the right to decide when he wants to retire, how he wants to retire, and he doesn't have to answer to anybody. So I think fans will always kind of miss a fighter that they had fun watching throughout his career. I think there's always a nostalgia part of it when you finally see a fighter retire and you watched him for so many years and he's given you fun nights that you've been able to enjoy. You know, it's part of your memory book, and it's part of the memories you have in the sport. You know, so I think there's a part of some fans that will always will be sad to see some fighters go. But if you really care about the fighter, you'll know it's his decision, and you'll know that a guy like Tim Bradley has earned the right to walk away when he wants to walk away. Even if, of course, as a fan, he'll be missed.
Do you think that you were smart in the way that your career progressed and how you kind of even mixed in with commentating? Do you think with Tim that despite him earning the right to retire, that he's still kind of leaving money on the table? There's a lot of desirable matchups to be made at the 147 and even the 54 division.
It's not always about money. Sometimes, you leave money on the table. It's not always about money. It's a lot of factors come into play. And sometimes when the desire to bite down hard, the desire to be willing to be hurt goes away from you, not even money can bring that back. So especially when you've got a comfortable life and you're happy with your family, you love your family, and you're just happy with where boxing has put you in your life. And if Tim is in a place in his life where he's comfortable and he's happy, then that to me that's more important than money on the table, because Tim's been through a lot of tough fights.
What's the most difficult thing to walk away from? I mean, you know what it's like. Is it the crowd reaction? Is it just the training camp, being around friends and whatnot?
The ego. The ego is, boxing is an ego feeder. Knowing you'll never be able to feel that kind of rush again. Nothing will ever duplicate it again. People ask me all the time, but you're being such a great commentator. That's a living. It's not a rush job, though. That's not an ego rush. Any commentator that feels an ego from commentating has a problem, because I would like to tell them that no matter what you feel out here, buddy, there's nothing you will ever feel out here that will even come close to what those guys are feeling in there. So let go of the ego. Because there is you can never have ego. It's nothing that will feed your ego. Being in the media, I don't care what network you work for, if you work for ESPN or Fox or whatever, one of the big networks, and you want to feel like you're cool, or if you want to work for one of the big TV networks and you want to feel like you're cool, because it doesn't matter, bro. You are still nothing as far as what you feel. The edge and the rush you feel will always pale in comparison to what those guys feel in the ring. So I always feel like, you just move on with the next part of your life. It's hard to let it go sometimes, but you have to feel satisfaction that you were even able to feel it. Most people will never be able to feel that.
Is it the edge and the rush of the crowd, or is it the edge and the rush of the actual fight?
The combination of everything. The rush of the fight, the danger of the fight, the rush, the ego of being in a fight, and the crowd involved. That's ego. That's a rush. It's everything. It's everything. It's hard to describe, but yeah, it's a.
Is there anything that you've done, whether it's jump out of an airplane or anything like that's come close to that?
I'll never jump out of no planes. But
why not?
No, because I like my life. Nothing I've done ever can come close. Nothing has come close, and nothing will ever come close. For me. I've even done acting. And acting, when they say action, everybody has to be quiet. There's no rush. You're within your own mind, and it's fun. But you're within your own mind. There's no rush. Everybody, as a matter of fact, it's the opposite. Everybody has to be quiet. In the stadium or in an arena, the rush is all for you. And it's loud for you.
Where do you play sparring McGregor in the highlights of your career? You were in the Eminem song, if I'm not mistaken. You mentioned your name. You rhymed with something.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, is sparring kind of like one of those moments?
It's just one of those things that I'll keep in my memory book. I have a lot of cool memories from boxing. And it's just one of those things that I'll be able to look back on and say, I was able to be part of one last training camp even after I retired. And I was able to take part in something pretty cool. Just like I was able to take part in a lot of cool stuff during my career. A lot of cool stuff happened during my career. And I hope more cool stuff even happens even in the years to come. I hope that the story's not done just because I'm not fighting anymore.